if you're having bullpen problems, I feel bad for you, son. I got 99 problems, and a bullpen is all of them.
You are Locked On Guardians, your daily podcast on the Cleveland Guardians, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Listen, everyone, we have a bullpen patrol and on a cat patrol right now all around this place. The foes were the Yankees. This was an annoying one. Everything we said yesterday, flip it. And we're done. Thank you for listening. Remember to rate and review, download daily. It helps. No, this was an annoying one. Over there is Justin. I am Jeff. You can, we don't reset this often, but if you do listen to the show and don't watch, you can find me on Twitter at JeffMLBDraft and find Justin at JL_baseball. And let's do the thing that people hated. We haven't done it forever. We were both writers before this, and you can go find a lot of Justin's work. Give him the exact location to go find your writing so I don't mess that up.
Oh, you can find me right now at next year in cle.substack.com, even though Twitter hates Substack right now, or Prospects Live, or the News Herald.
And listen, I don't know when this is going to go official, but I'm just going to pop it on here. You'll find me on Prospects Live soon. Let's just be honest. That's where you will find my writing. I enjoy the guys over there. I can't go back to the full-time writing like I did when I didn't have this gig and I didn't have kids, but that's where we're going to be able to get more draft content out of me. So we got a lot to talk about. Controversial take tonight. 99 is not a major league pitcher right now. We're going to get into maybe some of that more in the show. Next controversial take, Tanner Bibee showed, and probably not controversial, why he was our number one prospect. I feel like, again, in this game, I know this Yankees team is beat up, but there's still talent. And take three.
It's Yankee Stadium, too.
Yeah, and take three for me is I really thought that this was not I thought this was maybe Tito's worst game of the year. He's a great manager. It's all the stuff under the hood that he does well that we'll never know about. There's been a few things here and there that I grumble about, but I thought this was definitely a game that made me just want to go kick rocks on multiple levels. Do you want to start with the good? Do we want to talk about just you and I sitting there texting and being like, it's over the minute 99 came in? We were both like, well, expletive. Oh, and I want to thank you for making Locked On Guardians your first listen today and every day wherever you get podcasts. And I think there's another thing I'm supposed to say, but I'm totally blanking right now because I'm just I'm mad. I am so flipping mad. They should be up 2 games. And yeah, Bibee started to come after he got hit and the scariness, and I texted Justin immediately of course it's broken. That's how I held my arm after I broke my wrist, and I'm like, it's broken. It's I was just so ready to go super negative.
It didn't look good.
But he's fine. We can confirm that. But yeah, do you want to start with the good? Do you want to start with the infuriating? Where do you want to go with this one?
Oh, let's start with the good, because you want to know what? Everyone's going to be mad until, that's the thing about baseball, and at least it's not like football where you got to be mad from Monday to Saturday and do it all over again next Sunday. At least there's only 24 hours to be mad about this. So let's start with the good, because people are going to be stewing a little bit about the loss anyway. It feels less bad, I will say, after winning on Monday night. If they had lost Monday night, Monday to me was a more frustrating game, to be honest with you. Monday felt like a game they should have lost. And we even said it, and I said it I recorded that Locked On Now. They pulled victory from the jaws of defeat that game. Tonight, it was definitely frustrating because of how the things played out, but I guess, I don't know, if they would have lost last night, I'd be more frustrated, but because they won last night, because they pulled off an improbable comeback the way it unfolded, I'm a little less frustrated. It would have been great to go out and get a win against Garrett Cole. I mean, they got 2 runs off him, which is better than they've done.
They made him work too. They had, just to go, I used to do this box score bingo where it's when you get about 3 base runners, you average 4 runs. They had 12 base runners in this game and had 2 runs. I mean, they made Cole work, but they just can't string things together. And that's kind of the problem with the single, which is unless you're going first to third, and they didn't steal. One stolen
Well,
base.
it's hard to go. It is hard to go first to third in that ballpark because
but
it's short and right. You got to hit a ball in left field gap or the
that's
right
why
field
you gotta run the bases more. I mean, they threw out
Yeah.
Rizzo, which was kind of amazing to see with the issues with Zunino back there. But it's like, I mean, Volpe created that run in the eighth, like stole a base. It's like that's what Cleveland needs to get back to doing. I don't know if they're still leading the league in stolen bases.
Well, they did that last night. They did it Monday.
But it's like it's not as consistent, at least in my mind. But
yeah, the second inning when they scored the 2 runs, I mean, that was Cleveland Guardians baseball. They got a couple of singles, and they just did what they were supposed to do. They walked, and the approach versus Cole was fine for some guys. Like Bell was good; he was very patient. That was good. Jose did what he was supposed to do against Garrett Cole. Josh Naylor, to be honest with you, looked all kinds of lost against Garrett Cole. I know he had that single later and another at bat, but he looked all kinds of lost. Jimenez, Garrett Cole continues to own Andres Jimenez. He's lucky he got hit by a pitch to get on, even though, that's always scary when he does. Mike Zunino was lost against everybody tonight. A couple of guys at the bottom of that order. I would say the bottom of the order, Zunino, Brennan, and Straw had the worst approaches of him in the lineup. They were taking fastballs for strikes. Like, they weren't offering pitches out of the zone, but they were taking called strike 3 fastballs. And give credit to Cole for probably realizing that they were all looking for the breaking ball. And Cole owns Will Brennan. We know that,
and everyone owns. I mean, so did I'm trying to remember who was in the eighth, where he just sat there and watched. We'll talk about the eighth more later, but that was a frustrating inning as well.
They were still able to work Garrett Cole's pitch count. They had 2 on. They had the walk and hit by pitch, couldn't get a run across. So they didn't take advantage of enough opportunities of a guy who normally kills them, who had some issues tonight. So that's the frustrating thing. I thought they definitely had more chances to score runs, which is frustrating, but not the most frustrating thing. But we said we're going to talk about the positives. And Tanner Bibee is here to stay. Thank goodness he is okay, because I'm telling you, if you could have heard all the collective sighs or exhales after he stayed in the game, it would have created a tornado. Like, it was, I got like 10 texts immediately as soon as he got hit on that glove. And if you're watching, you couldn't tell where that ball hit from the live angle. You couldn't tell if it was the glove hand or the pitching hand, but thank goodness it was the glove hand. And Tito said it was kind of the meat of the thumb, so it'll be sore tomorrow, but he's going to be fine. He stayed in, and I know he gave up the home run to Volpe, which was kind of a Yankee Stadium home run, only out in 6 ballparks, although Cleveland's one of them, so that is what it is. But he pitched great. He looked good again. He didn't look intimidated by Yankee Stadium. I know, like you said, the lineup for the Yankees is pretty ugly. Like 5 through 9 is pretty disgustingly bad for a Yankees team, especially. But you still got to go out there and do the job. You still got to pitch in Yankee Stadium. It's still your second start. And Bibee looked good. And, give me your thoughts on Bibee start, and then I want to get into the rotation going forward.
Yeah, I mean, 4 hits, 2 walks, and he was really cruising, and that's the thing. I'm not saying it's
he didn't
broken.
Walk anybody. Oh, Bibee didn't walk
you're right. He didn't walk anyone. It's just the 4. I'm not saying his thumb is broken, but having broken a thumb playing baseball, I can tell you, like, a thumb injury hurts. As we learned with Tito, a thumb injury. So I kind of too wonder, like, how much after he took that line drive, he wasn't quite the same. He wasn't quite as sharp. He gave up some of those. I mean, he already had given up the home run, but 2 of his 4 hits came after that.
It was the third time through the order anyway.
Yeah, and it was his 3rd time through. But I do think, like, I don't want to say it knocked him off his game a little, but I do think it probably had some effect on him. It's unfortunate. And what kind of ticks me off is, like, one, I have to go to ESPN for box scores because MLB screwed up their game day app and, like, have made their site unusable. Like, I hate that. Rant time here. I have to close the video, then open the game day app if I want to see pitch by pitch now. Like, how dumb is that? I used to be able to have it all in one spot. It's like, okay, so I'm going to stop watching to go look at where these pitches were. MLB, get your stuff together. My goodness. How can you ruin something that was already working? So I'm over on ESPN. All the videos are about the Yankees and the home runs coming back. This is a day that the story should have been Tanner Bibee. because he was great. He was unhittable for large chunks of this game. He was a machine. He looked like a future ace. He looked like, the future of this franchise. And unfortunately, he's going to get forgotten because, to a degree, he'll be forgotten because 99 was terrible and the Yankees came back to win. And that's, if I'm doing my 3 stars, it's Bibee, Bell, and Ramirez. And
it's Bibee, and it's Bibee. No, it's Bibee, and it's Bibee again.
I got to give some kudos to Bell for reaching base 3 times. That's no matter what you want to say. Like, Bell is playing well of late. Like, that's that free agent signing.
He hit the ball hard in the 9th or the 8th.
Yeah. But yeah, it's that's my annoyance. He was great. He was great again. And yes, this Yankees team is not at peak, and we'll see what happens. There'll be more opportunities. Should we take our first break here and then come back and talk rotation?
Yeah, we can do that. I got one more Tanner Bibee take when we come back. So we'll talk one more take about Tanner Bibee's start. We'll talk about the rest of the rotation. And then we will talk about 99 problems and the bullpen being, unfortunately, one big one.
So, hey, it's not all bad for me today because I had Garrett Cole in my So Rare team. At least there's a... Oh, I messed up.
It's Rocket Money. I know somebody who wishes they weren't paying for something that they forgot about, was on their team or on their phone or on their Roku device. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills in all one place. It reminds me of that Friends episode. If you have ever seen Friends, it's
the gym episode.
Yes, where Chandler wants to quit the gym, and Ross goes to the gym with him to quit, and they both walk away with memberships to the gym, despite Chandler wanting to quit. And they had to go to the bank to cancel, and they said they wanted to quit the bank. Well, if they would have had Rocket Money, they could have quit the gym without even going to the gym. Stop throwing your money away. Cancel unwanted subscriptions. Manage your expenses the easy way by going to rocketmoney.com/LockedOnMLB. That is rocketmoney.com/LockedOnMLB. rocketmoney.com/LockedOnMLB.
And I'm going to take a second and remind you to check out tomorrow's game on SiriusXM Radio. Clark Schmidt versus Shane
Bieber.
Shane Bieber. I just had a complete brain collapse. But yeah, check that out.
Guardians ace, but is he still the Guardians ace? This quick take on Tanner Bibee. I said this before the Colorado. I didn't want to tweet it before the Colorado game, but I tweeted it after, and I said Tanner Bibee has all of the things you would want from a future leader of your rotation. I think I don't think it's unfair to say. I mean, maybe it's unfair for him given it's 2 big league starts, but I still feel pretty good about saying Tanner Bibee is the future ace of this pitching staff in this franchise.
You know me, I'm a slow player, so I'm not gonna put him there yet. But when I said he was the number 1 prospect on this team, there was a reason. It's because I thought he'd get there.
Yeah.
So let's talk
Tanner
about
Bibee's here to stay, and Logan Allen's here to stay. But you can go ahead. You were going to, but
no, I was just gonna say let's talk.
Had a good tweet on this today. Yeah,
you go ahead.
All right. Well, Zach tweeted from Yankee Stadium today that Bibee and Allen are in the rotation going forward, and then you have obviously Bieber and Quantrill, and that's a good thing. These 2 guys are going to be in the rotation for the foreseeable future. That's how it should be. I don't think it's really a shock. The next thing on the list is to put contract extensions on the to-do list this offseason for both of them, because they are going to reach Super 2 status because of when they came up. But who is the 5th starter?
I don't think they will. I'm just going to state that now.
Probably not, but it should be on their priority list.
No, I don't think they're going to both hit Super 2.
Are there enough rookie? Oh, you think they're going to send him back down?
Well, here, I mean, as we saw tonight, like the one thing you can say about Tito, maybe to too much of a degree, is he's loyal to his dudes. When, yes, Plesac is his days are numbered. We can see that. But when McKenzie and Savale are healthy, they're not going to bump Quantrill. So I think there's a chance one of them likely ends up like they're here to stay until both arms get healthy. I still think someone ends up getting shipped down because Tito's not going to let an injury make a guy lose a place.
No, I don't disagree with that. But we don't even know when Savali is coming back. McKenzie, at best, they're hoping Memorial Day. It may not be Memorial Day, but it's going to be around there.
No.
And as I've said before, these things work themselves out when this happens. Like tonight, where we were a few inches away from it working itself out with, maybe Bibee getting hit with a line drive, and it wouldn't have mattered. He could have been out from the law. So thank goodness that didn't happen. But these things tend to work themselves out long term.
And they could, but I just want to state that, like, my general view is, and again, Savali is, I believe, made of tissue paper and toothpicks, so he'll probably just get hurt.
So he'll come back and get hurt again. Yeah,
but
these things will work themselves out.
Yeah, it's we'll see how it goes, but I do think there is that degree of and the other thing that'll be interesting to see is if they're scuffling in July and not really competitive, is there an incentive to not necessarily, to play the guys who could have trade value over the guys who could hit Super 2 status?
I don't know. Either way, contract extensions this offseason should be a priority for Allen and Bibee, at least from the team side of things. We'll see. There was no case really for a fifth starter. Zach said that both Battenfield and Plesac through side sessions in Yankee Stadium on Tuesday, and nobody's really sure the fifth starter is going to be. My guess is, and we'll talk about Sam Hentges before we wrap the show up, my guess is that Battenfield goes for Hentges, but maybe there's something else that might get optioned first. I don't know. Certainly seems though. I
think it's Battenfield because Plesac can refuse, right of refusal.
He can, but if he refuses, he becomes a free agent, right? Isn't that how that works?
Yeah. Which would then,
which is maybe better for him anyway. Because
I don't think so. Because he's making $3 million, so he'd lose about $2.4 million, and he's not getting $2.4 million on the open market. So then that's the debate. It's like, if he declines, then I believe the contract is not void because he chose to opt out. So he might also agree to go to the minors because he's not getting $2.4 million on the open market with the way he pitched last year and the way he's pitching this year, and with him being just a knucklehead.
Okay, so the fifth starter probably is Plesac for now, but
probably.
I agree.
Just because it's less hassle.
If the rotation is Bieber, Bibee, Allen, and Quantrill until Memorial Day and Plesac, I think when McKenzie comes back, Plesac might find himself in a different organization.
I think that is logical. I agree with that.
All right.
I think that's the logical assessment in general.
Let's have it. 99 problems.
It was dumb. Like, it was the wrong call on every single level. And you and I were, again, texting each other. And we both knew it's going to be like, he's, we got there last year because of him. We got to get him right. We got to give him opportunities. He leads baseball in appearances. And I've had many people ask me, why do you call him 99? Because I have problems with pronunciation. Okay. So, and it's quick. But he's not good. And his spin rate is up to 31%. It was in the low 20s. Now it's up to 31. So it's better. Listen, you go back, the first time they put in the rules for doctoring baseballs, he fell apart and he had to kind of work his way back. And then he became Mr. Sweat and Rosin. And now there's not as much time to apply the sweat and rosin. And last year there was distinct innings where they were checks. Now it's random checks. It all makes it harder to do. When the spin rate, when your velocity is identical, and your spin rate is changed by 60th percentile compared to the league, you were doctoring a baseball. There's no way around it. Like, that's what that means. Maybe that'll get me in trouble for coming out and saying it, but we know it's happening. It was the worst kept secret in baseball. We all knew it was there, and it's very clear. And now he's not a major league pitcher because his curve, which was the home run tonight, unlike the fastball, is an average pitch. And if the fastball isn't that crazy spin rate, he's got nothing to set it up with. And I don't understand going to him in that situation. A year ago made perfect sense because he misses bats and you want to get the outs with that runner in scoring position. This year, he's cooked. And then leaving him in is even more mind-boggling because he's terrible. And yes, Morgan gave up a run. I would have gone to Morgan. I would have gone to NEL. I would have gone to anyone in that situation. 99 I go to Curry. 99 needs to go to AAA. He does not have it right now. He has 2 below average pitches. And if you're putting him in there in a high leverage situation with his already control problems to begin with, if he doesn't have that elite spin, he's not a major league pitcher. And right now he is not a major league pitcher. And you have a guy who is not a major league pitcher, which I'll say for the 10th time, who leads baseball in appearances. And that's part of the reason why you're below 500.
Yeah, he's been in 16 games so far this year. 7 of them he has given up a run in. So it's not as if his ERA is inflated by like an outing where he gave up 4 runs. He's given up 3 runs, 1 run. Okay, he gave 3 runs twice, and then 1 run once. All those being on a 3-run homer because he's had issues with walks too, which is not a surprise for him. He's given up home runs in 5 different outings because he has 5 home runs allowed now. Out of 16 appearances, that is a problem. Actually, his walk rate isn't as bad as it has been in the past. It's 10%, which is down 3% from the last 2 years. So
because it
really,
doesn't have as much crazy spin.
Well, yeah, there's no reason for anybody to take pitches with it against him because the fastball is hittable, and then when you can pick up the fastball a lot easier, it makes it easier to spit on the curve, or if he hangs one like he did against the Yankees tonight, you crush that. Everything's getting hit though. I mean, the fastball slugging percentage against 576. This is the second home run he's given up against the curveball, I think. Yeah, second home run against the curveball tonight. The curveball has gotten outs this year, I will say. It's been fine. But it doesn't have, like you said, doesn't have to be respected if you can recognize the fastball easier because it lacks spin. The curveball never had spin, and we've said multiple times that curveball spin doesn't really affect the quality of the curveball. Yeah, it's not a full enough context, but yeah, I wonder if I texted that quote. I said, and he didn't say after the game. I haven't seen the quote. I haven't seen anything about Karinchak after the game, but the quote he has always had in the past was, to get where we want to go, we have to get him right, and it doesn't make sense for us to run away from him. He said about Brian Shaw for I don't know how long.
Yeah.
All the way back when I was in college 10 years ago, he was saying about Brian Shaw.
Well, Shaw was at least good then.
Yeah, he was at least good. But I mean, I didn't hear any quotes on Karinchak tonight, but I guarantee he's thinking the same thing. But the way things are going, I don't know if you can trust him. Now, I don't know if you can trust Peyton Battenfield or whoever in the bullpen either in situations. But I'm with you. I think I would have gone to anybody. Now,
you can't fix it. You can't fix the spin rate.
Yeah. And to be clear, I think maybe I need to take a better look at the rules. I know Max Scherzer got suspended over this, but sweat and rosin isn't necessarily banned by the game. It's not a foreign substance, but it does have an effect. And like you said, he can't. He cut the long hair, which and
he doesn't have the time to quite work it into the baseball, which is what other people have said. So now the sweat and rosin is not as effective. But again, I read that whole quote from Scherzer where it's like the manager's like, those are the stickiest hands I've ever seen, having dealt with spider tack just from sweat and rosin. So he can't apply it as well. And his spin, he said he's bad.
Yeah, I'm thinking when, we keep.
He should go down when Hentges comes up. We're saying Battenfield, but it should honestly be 99 right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a good feeling when Karinchak comes into the game and instantly we text each other. Well, this is going to go bad. Then it did. Like there can't be anybody in Cleveland outside of maybe Tito because he has to, or whoever's in the dugout, or anybody in his team because they have to believe in him, that believes that when he comes in, things are going to be okay. Like you have to have a bad feeling when he comes in. And I know the team probably doesn't because they have to believe in him, and I don't even know, can you call it? I guess it's a leverage spot because they were tied or they were up by a run. It's
with the sixth inning scoring position. It's leverage.
Yeah,
I mean, anytime you've got the tying run in scoring position, that is a leverage situation.
That's what, okay. It's a leverage spot. And the fact that he was the first guy in the bullpen, that's a problem. All right. We got to talk about bunting again, and we got to talk about tomorrow's matchup, more about Sam Hentges on the other side.
Okay, this time I'm going to talk about my So Rare team. Next time we'll just flip it so we don't have any awkwardness if I mess that up again. But hey, it was not the worst night for me because I got Garrett Cole on my So Rare team. He was in. Did I draft him? When you start So Rare, you get to pick players. You have a set budget. I did not draft him. He was one of my random pools for doing well in my league. As a matter of fact, I have multiple starters. Also have Tupacito Americano, who is a random pool from doing well in my league. So you can go in and you'll get some stuff. Just got to make sure to go in. And Mike Brosi was my reward for last week. So they're not all winners, but hey, I'm having fun with it. I make sure to go in. It's an action-based scoring system. And, you can check so many different things out with So Rare. you can make it work for you, no matter your level of interest, no matter your level of knowledge. I knew nothing going in. So head to sorare.com/lockdown today. That's about SORARE.com to draft your team of free player cards. Set your lineup, start competing to win epic rewards. Again, that's sorare.com/lockdown to start playing today. Again, I had no knowledge when I started. I'm having fun with it. I am definitely checking every week, setting my lineup. So go check out Sorare today.
Getting that good advice from our buddy at Lex Super on Twitter. And don't forget to check out Thursday's game. Wednesday's game, not Thursday. The Guardians do not have a game Thursday, but check out SiriusXM, Guardians and Yankees from Yankee Stadium, Shane Bieber versus Clark Schmidt. Okay. Find you somebody that loves you as much as the Guardians do, giving away outs. This is a team that has trouble scoring, and at least once a game, they are just giving up a free out, sometimes two. And Tito said after the game, Andres Jimenez bunted on his own. I don't understand how you are a team, and this is a developmental issue. It's a coaching issue. It's not a play. It's not a player issue because they should be told. And I know people are going to get mad about this. They're going to say, "Oh, bunting works." Okay, there are situations where bunting can work. Bunting for a hit, yes. We've talked about this. Bunting for a hit, yes. If you're Miles Straw, that's fine. If you're Steven Kwan, that can even work. Even Andres Jimenez can bunt for a hit. Maybe that's not a bad idea. Maybe, I don't know. Did he bunt for a hit? Try to bunt for a hit tonight? I don't know. I don't think he did, but it
was a bad bunt.
Yeah, it was a bad
bunt. Pitcher.
It was on his own.
Well, it's the same thing with him diving into first, right? Like this is just, why are they not setting these guys aside and being like, stop? Like, why is there not
if you're in extra innings and you're the home team and the runner's on second to start the inning and you don't have Jose Ramirez up or whoever it is, you can bunt the guy to third, go for the sac fly to win. That's fine. But those are spots where it works. This is not a spot where it works. You cannot be a team that is almost last in the league in runs scored and give away outs. You just cannot afford to give away outs. I'm sorry.
They're also not spending time practicing bunting. Let's be honest. So it's like these guys are not good at it.
Good. Don't do it. If you're not practicing, don't do it.
So then why do we do it? It's like, and that's the annoyance. It's like you're lowering. I don't have it open right now. For the one nice thing, I went to MLB and turned off the video so I could then go look at the odds and things like that they show. You would see like a massive odds drop there. And then, like I said, for me, it's the annoyance. Like, look what the Yankees did in their half of the eighth to get that run across, steal second, steal third, then the single. It's like, if you're gonna pinch run, and especially like with the new rules, there's no reason to sack bunt. Run. Like catchers, Connor Wong is a god amongst men for throwing out half of base runners right now. That's how bad it has gotten. So go run. Don't bunt. Run. And if you're gonna pinch run, then actually run. Like, and then once after the bunt, like Jimenez runs well, and through 2 strikeouts, he's just standing there. Run.
Yeah.
No bunts. Runs.
I'll even give you this. If that runner, who was on first base before Jimenez? Was that Bell?
It was Arias. They pinched
Arias. So okay, not a great runner, but better than Bell. If Arias is on second base, like you said, if he steals that base or whoever it is steals that base and there's nobody out, I'm okay with Jimenez bunting in that situation because you've got a runner on third, you're tied, and there's only one out.
Because in that stadium, single may not score from second.
Right, so that's okay. But the runner on first base, no. And if it was a good bunt, I know there are people who are saying, oh, if it worked out, you wouldn't be saying that because it would be good. No, process is still better than results. Last night, Monday night, was a results over process game. The process was bad. The results were good. Tonight, the process was bad. The results were bad on a lot of things. The bunt, 99, everything.
Not pinch hitting Naylor. Like Naylor, who, yes, he had that hit, but he didn't look good today. If you're going to call up Fry, when they bring in the lefty, like that's the whole point of it. Stop. Again, stop trying to make Naylor happen. Naylor hits righties. Naylor can't hit lefties. It's the same thing with Luplow. Like, stop trying to make, you can't, this isn't Dungeons and Dragons, and I say that as someone who played it for many years. You can't just gain levels and all of a sudden I'm going to take the feat ambidextrous and now I can hit lefties and righties. That doesn't work in baseball. You know what? Josh Naylor doesn't hit lefties now. He won't hit lefties tomorrow, and he won't hit lefties forever. There you go, nice little political reference. But give it up. Stop. You have Fry on this team for a reason. Use him.
Yeah. I know they want to get They want to get Naylor going, and he's been unlucky so far this season. I think he's hit the ball hard. The StatCast data suggests that he should be doing better than he is, and he will. And he had a hit tonight. He had the big hit on Monday night. But yeah, against lefties, it doesn't work. Wandy Peralta ate him up in the playoffs last year because they didn't have another option. I mean, Gabriel Arias, I think, had some good at-bats against him last year. And I realized, okay, maybe a 3-2 game in the 9th inning or the 8th inning, whatever inning it was, Naylor had his last at bat, is probably in Yankee Stadium. Maybe that isn't the best time to get David Fry his debut. But you want to know what? The jitters of David Fry's debut might still be better than Josh Naylor versus a lefty, because you want to know what? The minor league data and minor league pitching is not the same as Wandy Peralta. Let's be fair here, okay? Whoever David Fry was facing in the minors, Wandy Peralta, whoever, all these guys in the Yankee bullpen, they are better than what he was facing in AAA, because that's why they're here. But you got to figure out if he's going to be here. You've got to figure out if he can actually hit these guys in the majors or he can't. And we know enough now about Josh Naylor that he can't hit Wandy Peralta or guys like that. So if you don't, maybe at least Fry has a fighting chance. You don't know. And who knows? Wandy Peralta might not even know how to pitch David Fry. Comes out, throws a fastball, David Fry, boom, base hit. I don't know. I mean, I know some people say the devil you know is the better than the devil you don't. But we know Josh Naylor can't hit lefties. We know Wandy Peralta ate him for breakfast in the playoffs last year. David Fry is an unknown, and I know unknowns can be scary for some people, but I will take the guy. What is it? The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. You're expecting that with Naylor, it's not going to happen. Try something new. Maybe it works. Maybe you found something in David Fry, like you said. If he's here, use him.
Yeah. Or and listen, he's not been great, but he's been awful. But it's like Oscar Gonzalez. Go get him. Do something.
Yeah, didn't Oscar have one of the go-ahead hits off Wandy Peralta? Was that game too? Yeah.
I believe so.
All right, Wednesday, though, you got Shane Bieber and Clark Schmidt. Check it out on SiriusXM Radio. This should be a good matchup. Bieber has been good. The Yankees lineup is not great. He pitched well against them last postseason. And you got a chance to win a series. Clark Schmidt has Clark Schmidt been any better since the last time the Guardians faced him? No. So inevitably, they're saying they're going to lose 3-2.
Yeah. No. I think I mentioned it before. It's like the Yankees have the second worst starting pitching staff in baseball if you remove Garrett Cole. I'm combining. I'm turning Garrett Cole and Clark Schmidt into one player. Apparently. But yeah, no, they've been really, really bad, and they should bash him, but we'll see.
We will see. Yeah, you got a chance to win a series. I'm actually kind of glad this is not a day game. Usually Wednesday day games are getaway days, but I don't think they do a whole lot of getaway days in Yankee Stadium. So I'm happy for that. They're playing at night, because then you got to go like 36 hours without a game if you play Wednesday afternoon and then don't play Thursday. So yeah, but you got a chance to win a series, and I think you really, really want to win a series because you haven't done that in about 3 weeks. So it'd be good to do that.
What's a series win like? I don't recall.
I don't know. They did. They won 2 in a row. They won 2 in a row. They won Thursday, Friday, and then they lost 2 straight, and then they lost. It's a weird team streak right now. If you want any silver lining, the White Sox made like a ton of moves before their game today because they realized that what they were doing wasn't working, because they know the definition of insanity is repeating the same things and expecting the same results. They beat the Twins. The Twins didn't win. The White Sox aren't coming back anytime soon, so that's fine. Sam Hentges didn't pitch on Tuesday in Columbus because there was no game, because it rained, because the weather in Ohio continues to be absurd. It snowed in Chardon, Ohio on Tuesday, Jeff. I don't live in Chardon, but
we had a wintry mix up here in Milwaukee.
Unacceptable.
Yesterday.
Get it together. I'm done. I'm so done with the weather.
I just wanted to just pick one darn thing and stay there. My sinus begs you. Just pick one and stay.
I had a headache. all day today too, which is the same thing. So he didn't pitch. He didn't pitch Tuesday. I have severe doubts on Wednesday that anybody in Ohio is playing baseball because the weather looks more crap on Wednesday. So that's why Akron, Columbus, and Lake County all had their games rained out, and they all scheduled doubleheaders for Thursday and not Wednesday because they all know there's a good chance they may not play Wednesday either. So the Guardians said that if he does not pitch on Wednesday in the minors, that he will probably throw a sim game somewhere back in Cleveland on Thursday, and they will hope to have him activated for the weekend against Minnesota. So either Sam pitches Wednesday against an actual team, or he pitches a sim game on Thursday, and he is. So either way, Friday or Saturday, Sam Hentges is back, and someone is going back to AAA. Is it Peyton Battenfield? Is it 99? Is it Zach Plesac?
Listen, I got myself in trouble today online where I was like trying to explain to people, and I hope nobody thought I was talking down. Again, Tito is so loyal to his guys, and they'll run through a wall for him. But part of that loyalty is like why 99 is going to be here. It's why I think that, if everyone gets healthy, unfortunately, either Allen or, maybe that doesn't happen, but it's that loyalty it's a double-edged sword. And I think it'll be Battenfield, even though 99 just maybe needs reps and, in that. But should we, I gotta do the review on iTunes for tomorrow because I forgot to pull that up because again my blood was boiling. I do want to take a moment and thank Caleb, not the Caleb who used to host the show with me for a bit, one of our everydayers, as well as Jaga Diesel and Nathan Sexton. I still have 3 more guys on here that I don't believe I've called out. If I have not called you out and said thank you for being an everydayer, I might as well just finish off the R2. Mr. Brandon 3000 and Mike Fingerbottom, which tell me, Mike, is that really your last name? That feels like a YouTube made up. But if I've not mentioned you, then call me out on that. DB Collins, I don't think I've mentioned, but I do see you popping up in there. So thank you all for listening, rating and reviewing, downloading. It helps. Make sure that you are checking out daily, checking out the nows. I'll be better. I will finish my Locked On Prospect series for the shorts. We're going to keep having fun with this, even when it is a day that makes me just want to sit here and be like all the swear words.
Friday's episode, don't forget, we'll have Around the Farm Friday because the Guardians are not playing Thursday again. So we'll talk about Guardians Farm System on Friday. Jeff will have his college baseball segment of the week. And
maybe talk some Max Anderson. Maybe talk some Nebraska baseball.
All right, and then we'll do that, and let's take some questions. Let's do a little fan mail on Friday. So hit us with your questions on Twitter at our Twitter handles, JL_baseball, Jeff MLB Draft, Locked Guardians, or on the YouTube channel. Hit us with some questions. We'll answer them on Friday.
Yeah, thank you all for listening, and go Guardians, go.